Your weekly pint of sports juice, presented by The Keys Leisure Centre Preston. Eat, drink and bowl at The Keys sprawling beer gardens, lanes, arcade bar and bistro. Let's go, lads. Welcome to another Wednesday evening here at the Sports Juice Podcast.
Getting used to the Wednesdays, aren't we? It's just we're not planning it each week, but somehow it always just works out to be doing it on a Wednesday now.
Last few weeks it's been a bit. There have been reasons. This week, you had a bit of a sniffle.
But no, not the sniffle, a little cough.
Okay, you had a smoker's cough.
Yeah, a little bit.
My man to my right hand side, he was up early for the Liverpool game
Opening game of the season. Yep.
Mate, you're very quiet
Yes,
tonight. What's
we
going
can't.
on with
I don't know
that?
if we can hear you. Just put your microphone in front of your actual mouth. That's what you meant to do. No, tilt it up. There you go. Now start talking.
Hello.
There we go.
Hey, oh.
Jesus.
Little did you know that the volume was turned down. But we'll blame you.
We are podcasters, and we have been at this for about close to 2 years now. But Hooky, well, he's Hooky. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was up the early hours on Monday morning.
Yep.
Before we start anything, we open with the. I know we don't want to rant too much on whatever. This is not a rant. We open with the Keys as our sponsors,
Yes.
and we broadcast here out of the Keys. It's absolutely pumping tonight.
It is. Is jumping up.
I got the feeling it's just the first, and I know it wasn't like super warm today, but the sun's just now creeping into sort of 5:30.
Yeah, I agree.
And there was no wind around, so it didn't feel as cold as what it was. And the beer garden down there
Was pumping.
Yeah, it's definitely signs of good things to come with the weather, I think.
Yep.
We've had I think the rain we've had over the last few days has probably contributed to it as well.
That people are coming out.
Yeah. Like, okay, all the rain, we had a downpour. We're getting ready for spring and summer.
23 degrees next week.
Oh,
what day?
damn,
What
that's
day?
crazy.
What day?
I
of the
think
week?
it's the first day of spring.
September.
We're getting a
which
23
is
degree.
Tuesday.
I think so.
Yep. Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, it's
and
on.
a 20 and then followed by a 23. That was the report yesterday anyway.
Lovely. And
We'll move
we're not expecting rain for the upcoming wildcard games either.
No, we're not. Let's
Thank
get
God.
stuck into that. Unless you want to, you've got an opener, do you? Or
No, that was my
not this
opener.
week?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
this week.
Yep.
We'll
All right,
go
let's
straight
go.
into it.
Well, you got Sammy over there, Magic Fingers, Tactical Genius over here. We really need to rethink that one, Hooky, because you can't even tactically place your microphone in front of your mouth.
Position of a microphone doesn't. It's not
The
connected
genius, the tactical
tacticals.
part, the genius part is the questionable part.
to a tactical dud.
Dud, spud, same
Same
shit.
thing.
Pete Kale over here, the Enigma. I'm sticking with that. I like the Enigma.
Oh, so you can stick with your nickname, but our nicknames are invalid.
No, Magic Fingers goes
I'll
all right.
take Magic Fingers.
Yeah,
More than one meaning,
I'll take
mate.
the genius part too while I'm running with
tactical genius.
it. Yeah, tactical genius. Yes.
We won't go into the long story of how you
It's a
got
long
that.
story.
It's too long.
That's
So
what she said.
let's get stuck into the Western Bulldogs taking on Collingwood. This is on Friday night, a 7:40 kickoff. It is it's my household rivalry. It is me versus my wife.
This was me, probably not to the same degree, but this was me in 2021 with my partner.
And that was
Yeah.
a grand
And that
final.
was the
That was a
grand
grand
final.
This is only a wild card game.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be more brutal than what we had to go through.
Yeah,
Well, look,
I got a feeling you're sleeping outside. Come
we're
Friday
actually
night.
we're on like game night. We brought our tickets. We're sitting separately.
Good.
She didn't get an invite into the MCC. No, I'm kidding.
You're
I'm
so
kidding.
you're so not. To be fair though, she'd be
No,
smart
she-
to not sit with them.
No, it was more. I could only get 2 guest pass rather than the 3 that they normally
And
sit
you'd rather
with.
give it to someone else and not your wife.
No, she would rather sit with the Bulldog supporters
I
and her
get that.
sisters
I
than
get
sit with
that.
a Collingwood supporter, her husband. But
Makes sense.
it all makes sense.
Before we go any further, are we disappointed it's not Collingwood Carlton?
I think the AFL is.
I think we all expected
No,
that.
I actually disagree with that because now you've got Collingwood and Carlton on separate nights. You're going to get 90,000, which I think you would get either way.
Yeah.
This because they're all Melbourne sides, but having Collingwood and Carlton as TV audience as well on separate nights, I think the AFL is actually sort of pretty pleased with the outcome. Although they probably would have been pleased the other way around too. But I think this one works a little bit better for the TV broadcasters.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a ripping game. They've played once this year. The Dogs narrowly won in a tight one at Marvel Stadium, but a lot has changed since then. The Pies, we know, have been one of the informed teams the second half of the year. The Dogs, last 2 weeks, just slowly getting back the form that made them a real contender at the start of the year.
Well, let's talk about the Bulldogs taking on, or who beat Melbourne on Saturday at the
I'd rather
MCG.
not.
That was going into that game. I'm like, I want to verse the Bulldogs on Friday night in the wild card game. But after seeing them play, how well they played against Melbourne weren't that bad.
No,
I think the Bulldogs were just actually better.
It was as a Melbourne fan, it was a very frustrating game because they shut us down
They
in
did.
every way, shape, or form.
You've been one of the
we had no run.
Yeah, that's it. You've been one of the best run and carry
Yeah.
off the half back line. You score mostly from turnovers,
Yep.
and they did not let you do that whatsoever.
And I can't help but feel that now that the formula's been worked out with them,
It's
it
going to
might
be
follow
repeated.
suit. Yeah.
I think
We'll
so
see.
as well. But Collingwood like to score on the rebound as well a fair bit, and they like to run and carry the ball as well. So will we see the same game plan from the Western Bulldogs? Different personnel, but it'll be interesting to see.
I think. Sorry,
No, go, Sam.
I think Ed Richards is the key.
Oh,
player
yeah.
there.
He's form.
He was so good
He
against
played
Melbourne.
extremely well. I put a bit of attention onto the bont, but I think Ed Richards is the man you need to control.
And
I was just adding not in the Australian team, but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
I know Collingwood got a bit of a thumping touch up last Friday night. Are you disappointed that Collingwood didn't take the opportunity to rest players? I know it's not in the Craig McRae DNA. We talked about that last week, but now in retrospect, were you surprised Collingwood didn't rest more players prior to this game on Friday night?
They went into the game, they looked disinterested straight away. So obviously the message is whatever position we're in, we're resting Darcy Cameron and we're resting Nick Dacos in game.
In that last quarter in particular.
And we looked okay up until Scott Pendlebury got injured, which was somewhere through the second quarter, I believe. So we looked okay up until then. I think on the back end of this, it looks a bit messy. Just the way that we did rest in game, and then we weren't really interested. If we're not going to be interested, go rest your players straight up.
Exactly right. Yeah.
But at the same time, you flirt with form and all of that if you don't play them as well. And then if you don't play them, they probably have to do the minutes, at least some sort of minutes running as well, off track. So there's a little bit of it looked messy now that we saw the outcome, but if it was a close game and even if they didn't get the victory and they still rested Nick Dacos, it would have looked as a positive. So I don't know. I sit in both camps. I can't decide which was the better outcome or what was the better plan of attack.
Talking about injuries, of course, the Dogs have a couple big players that were yet to confirm their fitness for Friday. Aaron Norton, who went off in the third quarter on Saturday. There's talk that he might still be a chance with only some minor ligament damage to the ankle. And Tim English, who's missed the last 2 games with a medial ligament to the knee. You've got to think if the Dogs are a serious chance of winning, Tim English needs to play.
He needs to play.
Yep.
If he doesn't play, the advantage goes well and
Agreed.
truly into Collingwood's favour.
Well, does it really though? Because our clearances on the weekend weren't great.
I think that's the one. I would say that's probably the one area the Dogs can
Yeah.
beat Collingwood in the stoppages and the clearance. I think the
Yeah.
Dogs' depth of midfield beats yours, but we know how good Collingwood
Collingwood-
are structurally organised.
Yeah, but Collingwood's been losing the stoppages all season. So, and in some games they've obviously won them, but it definitely hasn't been a strength for Collingwood. So they do score off the half back line a little bit more. So I'm not overly concerned about that. It's frustrating sometimes as a supporter though, when you keep losing centre bounce after centre bounce after centre bounce. But I don't think that they're looking too concerned at that. But obviously if Tim English isn't there, that probably evens that competition anyway. The interesting battle for me is more Buku Khamis down back and whoever he mans up on, or just more his form, because I actually thought he was pretty good against Melbourne.
He was, but I'll tell you, in saying that, Harrison Petty took 8 contested marks on Saturday. So Dan McStay's been in very good form.
They were up the ground a fair bit. Petty did move up the wing.
But he still took some big grabs.
Yeah, but if Buku hangs back, then they're not worried about conceding those marks.
I'd be more looking at Michael Selwood.
He's been very good. Very, very good. And
Yeah.
O'Donnell's been very reliable. I still would
He
have
has,
I would
yeah, I
have
agree.
trust Buku Khamis in a
Yeah.
final.
That's what I mean, though. He was really good last week, I thought.
He's like Mac Andrew. Not from that
Oh,
point of view.
not just
Not from that point of view.
He's more-
He's hit and miss.
He's not as ill-disciplined as Mac
Correct.
Andrew.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
He is hit and miss, but if he's in form, he's in form.
But in saying that, on the flip side, Logan Morris hit 8. 5 of them was
Yeah.
against the young puncher. So the Dogs have opportunities as well to exploit maybe some deficiencies in Collingwood's back line.
No, I agree with that.
I think it's going to be a more even game than people think.
I think it will
No,
be
it
too.
will be.
Yeah.
Well, the betting suggests that Bulldogs are $2 and Collingwood are $1.84. I think that even by probably Friday night, that may even even
Get
out,
closer.
As-
depending on Tim English and a few
Norton.
others.
And it's
Mm.
probably being at the MCG, that's probably the reason why Collingwood are slight favourites.
That's why that's why I wanted to play Bulldogs out of all the other teams that were there. And if Adelaide was to slip into the wild card, I thought Adelaide a pretty decent side on their day, probably can beat anyone. So I didn't want to play against them. And the other two, Carlton and Melbourne, they play the MCG decently well.
Very well. Yep.
So we going around for a tip,
Oh.
boys. It's pretty tough.
I'm waiting for the teams. I honestly cannot split these two teams right now.
If Footscray can perform the way
Footscray.
they performed against Western Bulldogs,
Melbourne.
you know, if they play the same way that they played against us, I think they're in for a win.
Ooh.
So you're winning. You're tipping Bulldogs.
I'll say it's more important for the Bulldogs to win, particularly Luke Beveridge. Because let's be
Yeah.
honest, they've been in
He
this
needs his
situation
job.
the last couple of years
As-
and they've flopped.
As a Bulldog supporter, though, do you want to win this wild card, lose the next week? Because none of these teams are making it to the grand final. Like personally, after the game last weekend and after the round, I'm like, yeah, we've slipped into a wild card, and it's like, you know, you get to play finals and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, you're not going on to win the grand final.
That's fair.
None of these teams are. So, like, I'm always of the point I'd rather be outside the 8 and make some serious changes rather than slip into the 8 and you know, think that everything's okay and the improvement's going to come the next year, and then it just doesn't. And Bulldogs have been in this area for many
For
years
far
now.
too long. Yep. And well, let's be honest, because if Melbourne beat Carlton, the winner of this game will play Geelong, which is going to be bloody tough.
Yeah,
Okay, considering they've got Cameron back, Max Holmes is apparently back in a couple of weeks' time. So
I wouldn't mind Collingwood taking on Geelong though. Just a bit of a, if we get the win over them, it'll be a bit of a replay.
Oh,
How much they've touched us up.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah,
Who would you rather actually play like as neutrals? Obviously Collingwood. As neutrals, who's the
Dogs.
matchup you'd rather see?
Dogs simply because at the MCG, because that game will be played then. If it's Geelong,
It'll
it'll be at the G.
MCG.
So that's not that it's intimidating crowd factor if Geelong are playing the Dogs compared to if Geelong are playing the Pies.
So you
So
think the
I'd-
Collingwood have an intimidation factor if they?
Well, at the MCG, absolutely.
So you're literally saying you don't want Collingwood to win?
No. If I was Geelong,
Oh, if you
I
were
would rather
Geelong.
play the Bulldogs than Collingwood at the MCG.
Yeah, I'd say that. But as a neutral supporter, what do you want to see?
Collingwood, Collingwood, Geelong.
Yeah, obviously I do.
Oh, I think the Dogs Geelong will be a great game
Mm.
as well. Look, it's got to be a ripping game no matter what. I can't
Yeah,
pick it.
I'm saying
I'm
like,
waiting for the teams.
the head
Mm.
says a 50-50 game, the heart says Collingwood. So I
Mm.
think it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those Collingwood
It's gonna be a
games.
long drive home.
Overtime.
Oh, imagine. Oh, what the first wild card game being a
That'd be
extra
crazy.
time.
And Collingwood's just always close. It's like if we're going to win, it's going to be close. We're not going to thump them.
Yep.
No.
It's going to be close either way.
I think
so-
it was only a goal the difference at Marvel Stadium earlier
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it was.
Mm.
So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty big game, and yeah, like you said, the car ride home is gonna be pretty interesting.
The weekend,
I
I think the weekend's gonna be pretty tough.
I think
overall.
I'm a pretty good winner. I don't think I rub it in. No, maybe-
Please. You're a good winner.
I think I'm a good winner.
You are absolutely kidding
I need
yourself.
you to look into that camera and say
Okay,
that.
okay, wait. Let me rephrase.
You're
You
I think I'm a good
take
winner.
the piss.
You are-
Yeah, no, like, all right, let me reword. I'm a good winner when it's against the Bulldogs.
Oh,
I'm
no,
pretty nice
sorry,
to my wife.
that's absolute bulltish.
I think so.
Nah,
Come on,
Nah.
I reckon I am.
not having it.
Nah,
Not having it.
even she says it.
She has to. She loves you. We don't love you.
When it comes to you guys, different story. Absolutely different
Good
story.
winner. That's the biggest laugh I've heard for the
Wow.
for a while. Please.
Wow.
Next game,
Yeah. Next.
get
Hey, it's
yourself
gonna
out
be-
the hole.
Like that car ride home is going to be 1 versus 3. So like like I'm in the minority there. You should be looking, me with some.
You
bit
might
of
want to
pity.
consider if Collingwood do win, have a couple of drinks after the game and
Just
then
take
catch
the
a train home.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know what? He's a smart man.
Mhm.
Maybe
Smarter
not a
than
bad
you.
idea. Not a bad
I've
idea.
got the game, so I'll meet you out after.
And they also probably would say, "Go ahead, Peter."
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, the wife would just go, "Yeah, you stay back for a
Yeah,
couple of
that's-
beers."
It's a win-win.
totally fair.
Win-win situation.
It's true. Very true. All right, do we
Oh,
move
the
on
next
to the
game,
next game?
Sammy.
Here we go, Sammy. Melbourne taking on Carlton. You got Melbourne. Let's go through the odds now. $2.16 and Carlton $1.70.
Ooh.
I think that's harsh.
I don't like
That's-
this game at all.
Well,
Yeah.
Carlton to knock off Fremantle the way they did, and let's not forget, only a few weeks later they knocked off Brisbane. Yes, I know Melbourne knocked off Fremantle as well,
And Brisbane.
and Brisbane.
Mm.
But the
So both these teams have beaten top teams.
but the momentum that Carlton have got right now, it's unbelievable.
They've got a lot of momentum, but a lot of their momentum has been made at Marvel Stadium.
True.
We
Yeah,
think that
true.
Carlton, we
Yes.
automatically think Carlton at the MCG is going to be, and the way they're playing is going to be a very nice time for them. But
Well,
I don't know. I reckon at the MCG, Melbourne have been proven to be pretty damn good.
their two losses under Josh Fraser have both been at the G, Collingwood,
Collingwood,
and
yeah.
Hawthorn.
Yep.
I think the only win they've had was against Geelong. That was one of the early games.
And you think about it, they're a high kicking team in the spaces of the MCG, the more open conditions than Marvel Stadium. They could be a bit in that.
But Sammy Melbourne,
Tell us why Melbourne's going to
I
win.
know
Or are they going to win? I don't know.
the loss would have hurt last week. It's cost Melbourne a spot in the top six, and we wouldn't be talking about Melbourne playing this weekend. The news of Jake Lever out of a broken foot.
No, can confirm it's not a broken foot. He's awaiting a test, so it's just a toe niggle at
But-
this stage.
So is he playing?
Well, they haven't named the team yet, but he's pending test results.
Gee, it's a big difference from what was earlier reported
Well,
in the week.
Yeah, well, Mitch Cleary was one that broke it, and then not long after that, he actually retracted and said, "No, not true. It's just a toe niggle, awaiting testing." So still not a definite out.
Is it as simple as stop Cozzy, stop Melbourne? Because if you look at Melbourne's losses throughout the year, when Cozzy Pickett hasn't played well, I don't know Melbourne have won when Cozzy hasn't played well, but generally the rule is if Cozzy doesn't play well, Melbourne are more susceptible
I don't
to
agree.
losing.
No,
Well,
I don't agree.
when the only time Melbourne looked dangerous against the Bulldogs was when Cozzy had the ball in hand, really.
Oh no, there were quite a handful of passages of play, like the likes of Caleb Windsor and Harry Sharp, who are good with carrying the ball up forward. I don't know. I don't think. I think we're past that point now. I think if everyone puts in the effort they need to, and he doesn't, we're fine.
Forward, a bit short up forward now. We know Jefferson's out. We know.
No, pending test as well.
He got subbed off. He looked
Well,
pretty serious.
no,
that knee problem.
he's only got bone bruising at this stage.
And then we know Jacob Van Ruren's got another 2 weeks with his
Yeah.
3-game suspension. Are you a bit concerned up forward, a lack of key targets?
Van Royen's suspension has affected us more than I thought it would have. I really didn't think it would do too much. But I was right. I was bang on with about Tommy McDonald being thrown up forward. It worked for a little bit, but then early on, Daniel Turner went down. That scared the shit out of me, to be fair. He went down early, then they had to throw someone else back, and then so it's. I think we persist with Petty because his contesting is unbelievable. He's playing extremely well up forward, and we can make it work with our forward line.
And Jay Melksham probably comes back in. He's announced his
Well,
retirement as well.
Yeah, I don't know if he's. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw him in just for the sake of it, because it's not for the sake of it, but like he's a proven player still. He still performs on the big stage, and he could be the team. He could be the player that makes or breaks as well.
Now, as a Melbourne supporter, do you feel disappointed that after the season you had at playing in the wild card? I would actually personally say I would actually be disappointed because really you at times could have been a top 4 side.
Okay, I wanted to say this to the very end, but I'm going to have a bit of a quick rant.
Let's go.
Quick rant.
What happened to no rest tonight? He's got on one. Yeah, you've got on one.
So this is going to sound very selfish and very, more selfish. Wildcard has not worked in my eyes.
Is it only because this week?
Well, no, it doesn't. No, I'm only seeing it from the point of view of my team because it happened to my team. If it was any other team and you look at it from their point of view, we were 5th going into the last rounds.
Yes.
We lost one game. We've bumped back down to 7.
Mm.
If it was the old formula of a top 8, it'd be the same result.
Yeah, you'll be playing 6.
You'd be 7th. Yeah,
You-
you'd be
yeah.
playing 6th.
And everyone would have a
And
week off.
elimination
Everyone would have a week off. Now all of a sudden we have to play another game.
off the back of a loss.
Correct.
With some injuries.
Correct.
And now you have to win. If you want to win the Premiership, you have to win 5 games.
Correct.
in a
So
row.
what you're essentially saying is the 9th and 10th sides, they've got a free hit at winning a final.
100%.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
True.
And after the season we have had, I think we're better than where we finished. Personally.
Because you're seen as a wild card team rather than finishing in the top 8 and unlucky in
Correct.
one final.
Correct.
And there's well, if you look at the gap between Melbourne and Carlton wins wise, I think it's a 3-game gap.
Yeah.
So for them to both
And
be
you've had a
playing-
much better season than
100%
Carlton,
we
even
have.
though they've been on this roll.
Yep.
Mm.
That's my thoughts.
Fair call.
It is a fair call.
Thank you. I didn't want to sound too selfish, but I'm
No.
glad you agree.
I would feel the same
Well,
way.
these pricks finished 9th. They're playing a wild card. I had 20 years of Richmond finishing 9th for nothing. So I agree with you, Sammy.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I actually feel like Collingwood's season was worthy of a 7th or 8th.
Well,
Back end.
Back
We've
end,
had
yeah.
a pretty hard draw.
true.
I mean, let's throw Melbourne's draw. Like your draw was very
but
nice.
But that's how it is. That's
Very, very
all
nice.
part of the equalisation.
Ours is tough. Yeah, I agree with that. So we came up against some tougher teams. And I feel like we've just been a little bit better here and there. I know you beat us. Don't worry. You can throw that up.
And
No,
well, are you more deserving than the Dogs? Let's say it was just a final 8. Are you saying you're a more deserving top 8 side than the Dogs?
Yeah, I feel like on the back of our season, we were more 7th or 8th on the ladder rather than 9th. Okay.
Fair enough. Fair
That's
call.
just what I think.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you're allowed to think that.
I'm not saying much higher.
But look, it's like I said, that game's very even. I reckon this Melbourne Carlton's game is going to be very even because, of course, they've only played once, and that was when Melbourne had that miraculous
60,
comeback.
65 point turnaround, I think it was.
And that was under the Michael Voss regime.
Yeah,
We
wow.
know Carlton had those big collapses in second halves, but this is a completely different context. Again, this is
I don't.
I'm very
I-
50-50 on this as well.
I
I'm going for
really don't
Melbourne.
like
I'm
it.
going for Melbourne.
Well, I am as well, but
We've seen these teams so often come in with a late run and make 8th position, in the past.
Richmond
The
2014.
Doggies, yeah, absolutely. And then just get pumped in the first week of finals. And I feel like Melbourne's season has been so much better than Carlton's, even though they've gotten on this run and they've been a little bit lucky. They're playing a new style of football, all that. But I think in a final, it'll wear off. And the final should be a reflection of your season, and Melbourne's season is better than Carlton.
And dare I say, it, the
Thank you.
MCG's
Yep.
advantage Melbourne. So Melbourne.
I wouldn't
Yes,
say
I
it is
agree.
as much anymore, to be honest. I really don't.
Well, you've lost twice at the G.
Yeah, against teams we should have beaten. Keeping in mind, Footscray beat us twice this season,
They have.
Yes.
and our other loss was Geelong.
Yes.
So
Well,
don't know.
the Bulldogs, their record of the G's underrated. They've knocked off you boys. They've
Mm.
knocked off Hawthorn.
Mm.
There was another team that they knocked off of the G. So, for Josh Jenkins coming out saying the Bulldogs Collingwood game should have been played at Marvel Stadium because the Bulldogs being the higher ranked team should get the chance to play at home.
don't
I-
shut up.
No, if I was them, I would be pissed off. But
yeah,
the-
shut up.
you know,
But it's
No,
not,
no,
but it's
no,
not Geelong at GMHBA. So no, have up.
we'll come play on the big boys playground now. Bulldogs. That one's gonna get me in trouble.
Yep.
you're gonna be
I'm gonna clip that one and send it to our group chat. Anyway,
Yep. But no, it's gonna be a great game. I'm tipping Melbourne.
You'll
I'm
get me
saying
in
you're getting
trouble.
through,
thank you.
and I think the D's will
Are they watching or just?
No. Oh, possibly. Yeah, quite
Well,
possibly.
because so that was,
Just right now.
It's the big boys playground. I'm starting it out there.
so the
It's
D,
Collingwood's playground. We're here to play.
the D's will play Adelaide if our tips are right. The D's will play Adelaide the following week at Adelaide Oval, and Pie/Dogs will play Geelong at the G.
Because we don't know.
We don't know that one. We still can't split. I still
Yeah,
can't
we
do
don't
it.
Absolutely. All right. We move on to some other AFL news happening around the traps. I think we go over to Essendon first and talk about Spike McVeigh is now the new Essendon coach. Probably for the last 2 weeks, we've sort of known that was going to be the case. But
James who?
yeah.
James who?
James Spike. What?
James.
Huh? It was interesting to know or to listen to Spike this morning on SEN talking about James Hird, and he's still open to the fact that James Hird could come on board as an assistant coach.
It won't happen.
Based on what I've heard he say or read what he said, I don't think that's going to happen.
That could be what they're putting out publicly, but we quite well know privately it could be a different story. But that's just what they say.
Hirdy's ego
dirty.
would not allow him to be an assistant coach.
I reckon
he's
dirty. I reckon he's dirty.
Well, he came out on Footy Furnace on Sunday night. I know there was a news report that Mark McVeigh was going to be announced the head coach on the Monday, but for her to publicly come out and say, I'm very disappointed,
Yeah.
that was a bit naughty.
I thought so too.
He shouldn't have done that.
This is James Hird. It's always been about him. It has. Ever since he made that Scott McLaren comment on the Footy Show so many years ago, it's always been about him. And apparently in the coaching, when he was going through his presentation or whatever it is, apparently one of the comments was, we're afraid that you're bigger than the club.
Oh,
That's what I've heard.
Wow.
who's your source? That's a
Wow.
big
No, it's
call.
been on SEN.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, look, Mark
Pretty
McVeigh.
sure.
Mark McVeigh, of course, has done very well as the defensive coach at Sydney. He had a stint as the caretaker coach at GWS when Leon Cameron got the arse. So he's got some experience.
And that's the thing. Like, if you put the two up against each other, over the last 9 years, James Hird hasn't been part of an AFL makeup other than when he was
part-time at
stepped in with
GWS.
GWS.
Yep.
So, really, if you're sitting there on the board, like when you're putting them up against each other, McVeigh is the better option.
Was it always going to be an Essendon person? Because Jamie Graham's very stiff.
Yeah.
He went for the Fremantle, he went for the Essendon job and the Carlton job, and he's
Mhm.
done a bloody good job at Fremantle, and he's missed out on both.
And apparently his presentation is
It
unbelievable.
was very good.
Yeah.
I've touched on this before, but I really think Essendon needs someone who has roots to the club.
Look,
They need it.
They do. They need someone to galvanize the group, but at the same time, it was Hird was
We thought Hurt was going to be the man because already there's talk about someone trying to challenge the board because
Yeah.
Hurt didn't get the job.
That's so.
the thing is if they went down the other track of Jamie Graham, they'll say, oh well, this is just Scott all over again. Why didn't we get McVeigh or Hird?
Yeah.
Whereas this is sort of more, well, at least it's an Essendon person,
Mm.
and it can hold some of the supporters for at least a year or two before they start cracking it.
Mm.
But like we heard, they're going to be cracking it anyway. We've heard, not getting it with the group that wants to challenge the board.
I heard it's just one single member.
Possibly,
That's so.
it was one person on SEN.
One person, but
right.
you know, I think it's still a 50-50 split. I still think at least half of the Essendon member base wanted James Hird. Even though Mark McVeigh had a very good career as an Essendon player and is well respected, I still think there's a lot of supporters out there who are upset that the prodigal son hasn't returned.
This is the thing. Sorry, this is the thing though. James Hird should have ruled himself out of the process straight away if he actually loved the club.
Why?
Because he's too big for the club. He knows that he's going to cause fracture. If he doesn't get the job, this is what's going to happen. Supporters are going to go crazy. If he's part of the process, they're not going to get they didn't get Ken Hinckley applying for it. He could have been one of the people to get the job. So in the best interest of the Essendon Football Club, he should not be part of the process.
I do see that point of view, but he is allowed in his own right to have another crack.
I agree with that, but that's just ego, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see. Look, whoever's going to coach it, or Mark McVeigh, but whoever was going to coach Essendon, they've got a bloody hard job considering what they've delivered in the last 2 decades.
They need so much more attention than just a new coach.
Their
It
list
is
is
ridiculous.
Shocking.
A
is
development
ridiculous.
coach, they need.
Your list is better than theirs,
Oh, I
100%
agree
it
with
is.
that.
and that's why you got more wins.
Too bad you got a shit coach.
Wow.
Oh,
It's still
well,
questionable.
it's quite well.
Next year we'll tell.
No, I know.
First half of the
He's
year.
a premiership assistant coach. I can't complain.
He's
about
one of
that.
your boys
I know.
back in the day.
I know.
You've got to be careful.
I'm still jealous. Not gonna lie.
Moving on. What are we talking next week?
All Australian.
Yeah,
let's go
of
AA.
course.
Let's go AA.
Yeah, go.
Ah.
Max Gawn was the man of the night. Let's go for it.
Go.
Skipper.
Enough said.
9 times, the only person ever
Record.
to have 9 All-Australian Blazers.
I'll
Do you
tell
know
you what,
who's got the
though,
next most?
There's an equal. There's
There's a lot of them.
equal
8,
third.
because the-
Yeah, there's a
Bond-
couple. Yeah,
Buddy Franklin,
Gary Ablett.
Dangerfield.
Gary Ablett Jr.,
Yeah.
Dangerfield.
And
Yep.
Bond. It wasn't Bond.
No, I think
No, no,
Bont
no.
and Nathan Buckley
They're
are
on
on 7.
Seven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So amongst good company.
It was good to see Jordan.
Mate,
It was good to see Jordan Dawson get the vice captain. Won the best
Yeah.
captain and
Yep.
most courageous player. We know the
We're all happy
years
with
he's
that.
had. I think everyone's
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
very, very happy with that. But that All-Australian team, the biggest omission for mine, Ed Richards. How did he
Yeah.
not get a gig?
Yeah.
The champions data, I know some people
Shit.
skeptical about it.
It's shit.
He was the third highest rated player this year.
Yeah, I agree. But looking at the team as a whole, it is a awesome team.
Oh, bloody hell.
Who are you leaving out to put in Ed Richards? Because let's go with
Well,
no.
Zach Butters or Wanganeen Malera.
Yeah,
They missed fair chunks of the year. Wanganeen Malera missed
Murphy
7
Reed.
games.
Nah.
He had a pretty good year, Murphy
year.
Reed.
He had a very good year, but you know you've got to have those 2 years, don't you?
Because it was his only second year this year, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and you've got to have those 2 years of good form to even be named in that first initial squad. Because we'll get to that in a moment.
Ah,
That's that in a moment.
No
so
rants,
good.
it's coming.
So good.
It's not so
No, I'll
good.
hit this out because it's.
Do you know
No.
how many people have complained about him not even being in
Wait,
the
It was,
squad?
it was on the news.
When you say how many people, are they all Collingwood people?
It's on the news.
Collingwood people.
Do we-
Well, look at the two defenders the two
No,
key defenders who
go
made
to
it.
go to Ed Richards first.
Well, Ed Richards-
is it, who are you leaving out?
Zach Butters. I think he had a better year than Zach
I'm
Butters.
with you. I'm with you.
Just quickly on this, long-time listener Jill has said, "How did Bailey Smith make the list? Please explain." I'd said Ed Richards had a better year than Bailey Smith.
On the wing though, Bailey Smith being named on the wing. I don't hate it.
That's not the worst decision. Bailey Smith's had a very good year.
He's had a good year.
Better than Ed Richards.
No, but Bailey Smith's
But
on
I
the
think,
wing.
but I think Bailey Smith's more deserving than those two players I mentioned before.
Yeah, I agree
He-
with that too. Yeah. So we'd have Ed Richards over
And it was good to see,
Butters.
Yeah.
it was good to see they named a proper wingman and Ollie Dempsey.
Yeah, agreed.
Rather than playing just an inside midfielder who's had an unbelievable
He's
year.
been very good.
Ollie Dempsey's been unbelievable. on the wing.
Unfortunately.
I'm kind of surprised Gozzy Pickett got named.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very,
he's
very
been very
good.
hit and miss. All
He's been hit and
season
miss,
long.
but when he's been good, he's the difference.
Well, if Isaac Heaney was eligible, he probably would have been in that half forward
Yeah.
flank.
If he's in the schoolyard, I'm like Cozzy Pickett's definitely one of the ones I'm going for.
Sure.
Definitely. But let's get to the
Go,
back line.
go through the whole team.
yeah,
Go through the whole
all
team.
right. We've got Wayne Millera
First
from
time
the
for him.
Adelaide Crows in the back pocket. Callum Wilkie at full back, questionable.
He did with the Coaches Association best
Doesn't matter,
defensive
doesn't
player.
matter. Jarman Impey in the back pocket. Lucky Ash off the half back line on the flank. Harris Andrews, again, questionable.
Oh,
No, he's a very good player. He hasn't had a brilliant year.
starting his second half's been unbelievable.
Jordan Clark off the back
2
flank.
years in a row.
Bailey Smith on the wing. Bontempelli in the centre. And Oliver Dempsey, on the wing. Max Gawn. Who's Max Gawn?
you go on.
In the ruck
who's
with Jordan Dawson and Nick Dacos through the middle. Shai Bolton on the half
Shane
forward.
Bolton. Interesting. 2 times for him.
He's had a good
He's been very
season.
good, but
Yeah.
again, I reckon if a couple of Sydney players were eligible, I don't think he would have made it.
Yeah, fair. Josh Tracy, we're all happy with that one, I
Yes.
think.
Oh, yeah.
Pickett on the other half forward flank. Maybe that was... Pickett's making it.
Yeah, I
Pickett's
still think
making
Pickett made it.
Nick Watson in the forward pocket. Charlie Curnow up forward. Logan Morris.
Logan
in the
Morris, that's
forward
a
pocket.
surprising one. I know that he had kicked 8, and that would have helped him kicking 8
Yeah.
on the weekend. But Jack Gunston, I
Well-
know he's missed games, but he's in terms of goals per game, he's clearly above everyone else.
Well, let's go. Sydney, if Warner and Heaney were eligible to be picked, I better go through the bench quickly.
Yeah, go.
Luke Jackson,
Good move.
Naz, Murphy Reed, Zach Bailey, and Zach Butters. If Heaney or Warner were available, do they fill that forward pocket position?
Bolton's out. I think that forward line of Watson, Curnow, Morris is
That's spot on.
that's legit. But I still
Yeah,
think
okay.
I'd have Gunston over Morris personally, even though Gunston missed quite a bit of footy, but his goals per game was higher than anyone else in the competition. I reckon Murphy Reed might have just missed out. If he's on the bench, I reckon Warner or Heaney would have taken his spot. And let's not forget Nick Blakey. I think Nick Blakey would have been in the halfback flanker as well.
I agree.
Yeah, true. Whose spot does he take? Lucky Ash or Jordan Clark?
Probably even Wayne Malera. You could
Yeah, possibly.
Yep.
Quite possibly. Now let's talk about the centre halfback or the fullback. Billy Frampton to not even be in the
squad
squad
of 46.
is an absolute joke.
I love it.
An absolute joke.
It makes me so happy.
So many people are upset with this. And I know there's always one unlucky player, but He shouldn't have been one of them.
He's the one unlucky player.
Look, it's simply because
He hasn't
unfortunately
strung together 2 good years.
there's that, and unfortunately, in a game where it's very stats driven, he doesn't have much impact offensively compared to a Callum Wilkie
To be fair,
and Harris Andrews.
He's a okay.
He's a very good defender. He's up there with the best. We've never doubted that, Pete, and you've been saying it all along that defensively, one-on-one,
He had a better season than Wilkie and Andrews combined.
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 That's for
Combined.
That's mate.
Combined.
Callum Wilkie, as I said, was awarded the coach's best defender. If the coaches are saying Callum Wilkie's the best defender in the comp, how can you deny that?
Yeah, well, they did name the best player of the comp in Nick Dacos, so we can't really deny them that either, can't we?
No, we're not even talking about him.
Dacos, so don't.
We're moving on to him.
No,
that's the segue.
That's the worst
That's
segue ever.
That's the segue.
The worst segue.
The right-
This is how a podcast works. We segue into
the
things.
rising star winner was Jason. But yeah, go on about Nick Dacos. Come on.
Well,
Give
the
one of the
Coaches
players
Association,
and the Players
Players
Association.
Association, the best year in history in terms of the votes.
Was it?
Yes.
The coaches.
Yeah,
yes,
in the coaches. Yeah.
Yes, he
And surpassed.
Dusty.
He surpassed who?
Dusty.
Yep.
Mickey Mouse games. It's finals. That's where it matters. We're not going back to that debate. Move on.
He's going to win the Brownlow by an
Yes, he
absolute
will.
country mile. I'll throw it open to you boys. Is it the best season we've ever seen?
In home and away football,
Mhm.
yes.
Yep.
I'm open to
Come on,
that.
Sammy. Come on, Sammy.
No,
I just want no.
his disposal efficiency is what gets
It's
him.
let him down.
Let him down. No, all jokes aside, it's been pretty
Damn good.
damn good. Yeah.
When Collingwood did pick up their form in their second half, or probably the last third of the year, his efficiency went well up.
Agreed.
Does he have to be captain next year? Because of course his form's probably elevated since they've given him the responsibility as skipper.
For me, and it's all over social media and all that sort of stuff. For me, people really quickly forget how good some players are when they've been out for
Darcy
a long time.
Moore.
Oh,
And
in that
and
category.
Darcy Moore, when he's come in, he hasn't had a great preseason the last 2 years, and he's been a bit patchy. And of course, he's going to be out of form if that's been your lead into the game. So, for me, let Moore have one more crack at it for a year, and if he has a good preseason. But look, if he's not there during preseason, it's going to look like another chip chop sort of a year from him. Yeah, maybe it is time. But if he gets a good run at it, Darcy Moore, then no, Darcy Moore's the best person for the job.
I'm so glad you said that because I 100% agree with you.
I'm a big Darcy Moore fan.
Mm.
We do not win 2023 without Darcy Moore. If he goes down with a hamstring in 2023, we don't win that premiership at all. I know he didn't do much in the grand final, but leading
Doesn't
up to
matter.
it, whole season.
It's the way
Unbelievable.
he holds himself and pulls the team together.
Agree.
It's elite from a captain in
Yes.
my eyes.
And as much as I love Nick Dacos, you know I do.
I do.
Sometimes he's how he in the media,
I don't like.
possibly he's very robotic.
Yeah.
He gives just the normal standard answers and all that sort of stuff. Whereas I feel like Darcy Moore's just got a
bit more personality.
bit more personality, a bit more
Mm.
character, a bit more realism about him, realistic.
He's
to-
more
to a degree.
worldly than Nicky D.
Yeah. So, but that may come with Nick Dacos developing. Let's remember, it's his 5th year of football. He's been All
He's
Australian
young.
4 years in a
He's
row.
alive.
He's finished second in the Brownlow twice. He's
Poor
going to
form.
win a Brownlow.
I thought he's better than that, but that's right.
He should have. He essentially should have 3 Brownlows by now if he didn't get injured.
So he's got,
And
so,
not
so he
unlucky.
hasn't got one. Go on.
He should have 3 Brownlows.
Anyway,
Well,
go on, keep going.
But let's. He's still a young man.
Yeah, no, he's got
So
plenty, he'll be
there's plenty
captain.
of
He'll be captain eventually.
Yeah.
Of course, the rising star was Jacob Smith.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, who else was going to take it?
Well, Harry Dean got the
Slightly.
coaches association.
Slightly
Two
rough.
good rounds, right?
Rough.
It was in the top 10. But then,
But if he had played all season,
I tell you what, Carlton, they've had
I'm telling you,
they've got
kid averages 30
Smith
touches.
and Dean, and they've got Cody Walker coming. Tell you what, Carlton fans are
Yeah.
getting very excited of their future.
Yeah, they've Well, you can't say they've drafted well because one's a father-son. So,
Yes.
I mean,
And
but
Cody
I guess
Walker
you
will be
can
father
pass
son
up
as well.
You can pass up on a father-son, I
True.
guess, and not draft them. But yeah, no, definitely they do. Things are looking up at Carlton.
And Charlie Curnow,
We've seen this before, though.
we should
Yeah.
we should congratulate him winning the Coleman medal. First year at a new club, there's a lot of pressure on him. Now,
I don't think there was.
oh, come on.
He's Charlie Curnow. He's already he walked into a new club with 2 Coleman medals. I think he's capable to do it again.
I will say, well, it's never been his home and away stuff that
Mm.
we've been questioning Charlie Curnow. It's got to see what he delivers in September. Now, he
Sure.
might get a little bit of a mulligan considering
Yeah.
the players
Oh,
missing,
I think he does.
missing in the finals.
That's
But
that's a shame.
without them, he has to stand up. They've paid him the big bucks. He needs to kick a big bag in a final.
Yeah, I agree.
Starting with Brisbane.
But like I said, it's a mulligan now. Sydney, if they drop out in straight sets,
We won't be surprised.
There's no surprise. They move on. Do we start talking Sydney on the back of this? Another
So what do you
segue?
say? So what you
So,
say?
North
it's a mulligan.
Melbourne are shit for losing by 10 goals against a weakened Sydney side.
I think a spirited Sydney.
Oh, get off it!
Don't,
Get off
don't
it!
protect your North Melbourne.
Get
mate.
off it! You know, it's page's turn. Yeah, book closed, my friends.
No, long season for the youngsters.
All right, mate.
Absolute rubbish. Yeah, keep going. Yep. What were we going to say about Sydney?
Well, are we moving into that? Or
Yeah,
is
let's
there
go.
any other awards last night? There's a lot. given out last
Did
night.
I mention Max Gorn 9th?
Yes,
yeah,
I mentioned that.
Mark Rashudo was another one who's just
8
behind.
times, yes,
yeah.
8-time
I
All-Australian.
just saw that in the thing. So, worthy mention for him. But look, let's not talk about what happened to the Sydney players. Everyone knows the story
No.
now. What happens to the 5 players? Because for me, I actually can't see them playing for Sydney ever again.
It'd be very hard to.
What? So the thing is that these players are too good to be not playing AFL football next year. So who
Oh,
picks
they're-
them up and where?
they're
and how
playing-
and-
Well, from what I've read and heard, Nick Blakey's been looked at by 5 teams.
8
Oh,
teams.
I mean,
I've
everyone.
heard 8.
It should be 17.
And by all accounts, again, from what has been reported, he's the least involved of the 5
Okay.
from what had happened.
Hmm.
So I think he'll be the first if the 5 players aren't going to be there next year in Sydney. I think he'd be the first to be picked up somewhere.
Well, I'm throwing open. I'm throwing this straight trade. Dan Houston for Blakey.
That's totally called for.
Yep.
And that would suck
Well,
for the league if that
I
was the
tell you what,
case.
Chad Warner was all the talk prior to him signing was him going back home to WA. So you think he would be
Yeah.
very open to going
Go to
back
West
home?
Coast.
Yeah, he will. That's actually that's on the cards. I didn't even think of that.
Go to West Coast.
But here's the thing:
Yeah.
You're
let's
not
say,
going to break into the Fremantle team the way they're playing.
as all allegations, let's say a player is criminally charged,
Mhm.
he definitely
They're
won't be
done.
playing for another club.
No, they're done.
Yeah,
Because you think about Taron Thomas, we haven't seen him come back since he
Yeah.
got charged.
Does that mean that we could possibly see them playing for a VFL club though? I think so. We've seen that type of thing happen.
Maybe the likes of Boss or Jordan.
How good of a player would they be in the VFL for a
Can you
year?
imagine
My
Isaac? Would
God.
Isaac Henny?
No, I'm
do
sorry.
that?
I'm sorry. Isaac Heaney, Nick Blakey, and Chad Warner are not playing in VFL.
No.
Well, we're only saying one. One of them.
No, surely not.
The one whoever
Who's most
if-
involved?
if-
Who's
yeah,
most involved?
Yes.
Depend. I think it depends on the investigation outcome.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's totally
Again,
dependent on that.
It's gonna be-
everything is still alleged.
This right now,
Nothing
no,
has
no,
come
we're not,
from
we're
it.
not, we're not. They're innocent until proven guilty. But it's going to be an interesting trade period.
Well,
if this
Even
all-
just the listings and the players who've already said to their teams who are not wanting to return. You got Jesse Hogan who's been delisted.
Yep.
Toby Green is on the way out.
Well, that hasn't been
Um,
confirmed yet. Even
well,
though most people
did
think
Jesse
it is.
Hogan get
He
delisted
got
today?
He's
delisted.
done- yeah.
He's done.
Done. This was
Oh.
yesterday, I
So
think it was.
he'll be a free agent.
Jesse Hogan
Oh, come
Toby-
over, Jesse,
To-
to Collingwood.
after
let's
last
go.
season.
Yeah, we should take him.
Yeah, fair. Toby Green,
Jesse-
supposedly.
Jake Stringer.
Jake Stringer. Zach Butters, we know he's going to Geelong.
Ben King is
Oh,
gone.
Ben
God.
King.
Still don't know about Zach Merritt.
Yeah, it'd be
he's-
interesting. Eh?
I think it's more likely he goes. Well,
Well,
that James
from-
Hurd hasn't got the job.
I don't know about you boys, but I saw that he was all in on Essendon if heard he got the job.
Yeah, so gone.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he's stupid.
He's gone to Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Merritt.
Well, if they can get the deal done,
I don't think he ends up at Hawthorn.
where's he
I don't
go?
know. I don't know where. I just don't think it'd be Hawthorn.
Just because of
Why would they take him?
because they need
What-
a midfielder.
What has he got to offer? He's not that good.
I
anymore.
tend to agree with that, though. He's only an accumulator.
Yeah, but
What
they-
in my
needs to
point of
be,
view.
he needs to be somewhere where he can get the field time, and he needs to be a senior figure at a team that's struggling. So I see him as someone like North.
but he wouldn't want to go to a team. Why would Zach Merritt leave Essendon to a team that's struggling?
Yeah, he wants to.
He wants to go to a team. He wants
to a team.
success.
That's
He's
what he
not- I don't
wants.
think he'll get it.
He's an accumulator, so he needs to go to a team that already has the X factor type of players, not accumulators. And I think Hawthorn, they are accumulators through that midfield.
Oh,
rather
Will
than-
Day. Will Day's
So,
class.
All your well, okay, he's the only one, but at the same time, he struggled sort of towards the end of the year. He's not in the greatest form.
No.
We'll see how he goes in finals. So yeah, I don't know. Hawthorn, I don't think he suits.
Melbourne.
I don't want him at Melbourne. We have a Jack Steele. We've also got Jack Viney, who didn't play all season. We have got a lot of midfielders.
I don't think we're going to go for him.
I don't
but
think you
at
need to.
Collingwood, no, I don't think we need to overly. But you got Nick Dacos, Jordan De Goey, and if you have an accumulator in Zach Merritt,
Zach Merritt's not coming to Richmond.
I don't think he's going to Richmond either.
You're not getting butters.
Talking about not
That's-
at this
you
point.
could throw the trade because he's not a free agent.
No, he's
so
not need to be traded.
you've got
Well,
the draft picks.
we already got Kieran. Talk about GWS. You mentioned Green, Hogan, Stringer. Well, Briggs is gone. He's coming to Richmond.
I'm
already
telling
on
you,
a free
they're going to be a
agent deal.
much different team next year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Giants. It's like
This trade period, I think, is going to be the best for a long time.
Last year was pretty crazy though.
It was crazy. The thing about it, I hate. We all say it's going to be crazy, and the last day is, but nothing happens until
until
that
the last day. I know.
Unless there's like some of those
I
deals that are
was-
just set in stone.
I remember
already.
that last day. I got home from work and I had AFL radio on at
Yeah.
home while I was doing the dishes. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's always good the last day. Is there some way that we can make it better so that there's more action just spread out along?
Nah.
No,
All the good
No, I
trades
guess
happen
it's-
last
yeah,
minute.
Yeah,
They either
they call it,
first up or they're at the very end.
they call each other's bluff until the last
Exactly.
day
And-
where it's right on the deadline.
and we remember Zach Merritt's manager.
Oh,
Thorpe.
that was amazing.
That was good. That was good. I got to say, yeah. All right, we're done with the footy talk,
Yeah,
boys.
we're done.
Let's move on to the NRL, and we'll go through. Of course, they're still playing their normal season games. Their grand final is 1 week after the AFL grand final, so we've got a little bit more longer with the NRL. We go to Thursday night. Tomorrow night, we've got the Broncos taking on the Melbourne Storm. Both teams not going to make finals, and the Melbourne Storm, they were pretty putrid last week.
Wow, they were putrid for the first 20 minutes where they conceded 4 tries.
That's
After
when
that,
it sort of turned it off.
after that, we were okay. We
Yeah.
challenged Penrith, even though they had they had 4 plays sin bins throughout the game. But yeah, this is a dead rubber. The Broncos did had a good win against Canberra last week, so you'd probably say at Suncorp, even though Melbourne have a good record over there, probably Brisbane favourites just.
They're not in the bookies. $2.18 to $1.69, which is quite.
So
yeah.
Storm are favourites,
That's the-
$1.69.
Yeah, they're favourites. I guess they've had the better season.
Yes,
based off that.
that's true. Yep.
We go to the Sea Eagles taking on the Dragons. Sea Eagles should be able to win this one.
Need a win. They got a good comeback
Yep.
win against Newcastle.
Sitting 10th on the ladder at the
Yep,
moment.
so that-
The Panthers take on the Bulldogs. The Panthers should be able to win that one. Apparently, the COVID's gone through the Bulldogs.
Worst time because there's still mathematically a chance to
Who
make
gets
finals.
COVID?
Nah, well,
Who
I
gets
guess if you
COVID still?
test, it's a cold. So a virus has gone through the Bulldogs. I saw that news report on Monday morning on just while I had my headphones on
I know
at
what you're about to say.
the gym. And no, but initially I saw just the writing on the TV, and it said the Bulldogs hit by a virus, 10 players missed training. And I initially went to AFL, of course, and I thought, oh, Pies are a chance. But
you,
it was-
cruel, you sent the text to your missus, didn't you? Straight away
I sent it to the all the
to our
sisters.
chat. Oh, you dog. But no, yeah, Penrith should win. They're back on top now, so they will want to keep that right until the finals.
Titans take on the Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs should win. They need to keep winning in order to play finals.
7th spot. They are well and truly favourites. They should win. Got the Roosters taking on the Dolphins. A bit closer than what the betting suggests.
Wow, the Roosters lost to the West Tigers. They've cost themselves top spot, which was a massive, massive upset. But you think with finals around the corner, they want to bounce back, and they should.
And we got the Cowboys and the West Tigers. You know what? The Palmer's on this week.
Well, the Cowboys have to win. They got the 2 points with a bye, and they're sitting 8th. So, look, I know that we took the West Tigers had that great win against the Roosters, but if the Cowboys are fair dinkum, they should be winning this game to make sure they're still in the 8 with 1 round to go.
Warriors take on the Knights.
Warriors will win at home.
Absolutely. And we go to the Eels and the Sharks.
Sharks should get the job done. Their form's been a little bit dodgy the last month. Parramatta have been competitive, but again, more to play for Cronulla. They should win.
Absolutely. And we've got the Raiders taking the bye. But I reckon if you can get Thursday night right, I think the Palm is on.
We say this every time.
Yeah.
There's always an upset. The NRL
Well, it's always the Thursday that upsets us.
And talking about the Sporting Globe tipping, Sam, you on the AFL tipping comp? You've been all over it.
I can't help but say
We've moved on from AFL.
No, just don't.
We've moved on from AFL.
sorry.
I have not checked.
I went rogue. I went completely rogue.
I'm tipping I didn't win.
It was only by margin.
Was it really?
Yeah.
There you go.
By margin. Anyway,
So it was a draw.
no. Margin. Thank you. Sorry, Pete. Move on. What's the next sport?
I'm trying to get the cricket scores up here, but Australia, of course, did absolutely smash Bangladesh.
Another
the
two-day
second
test
test.
match. Bloody hell. And the pitch was rated very good. It wasn't a bad pitch.
Yeah.
The batting
It
was
wasn't.
deplorable from both teams.
Is Test cricket? I don't think it's in danger because we love our Test cricket and we love the format, all that sort of stuff. But in terms of getting four, are we actually? Should we just not expect the way that batting is these days?
I heard a good comment. We're being desensitized to short test matches now because it's just happening far
that's
too
right.
frequently. But it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't happen. I know Cricket Australia have come out with an upcoming Sheffield Shield. They have already told the curators they want flatter pitches. So games are going in right into the final
Junction
day.
Oval's going to be an
It'll be
absolute
back to
pancake.
like it once was. 500 versus 600. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, look.
At least that means we can get there on the Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh,
for
thank
those
God,
4-day
rather than the
games.
game's over on a Friday night. It's too late for us. But yeah, the pitch wasn't that bad. And Bangladesh, for all the brownie points they got with that great win in Darwin, the way they collapsed in both, they didn't make over 100 in either of the first or second innings. All the goodwill after watching their batting down the drain.
You know what? Like I put that aside in this Test match. What I actually want to talk about is that Australia only made 210.
Themselves, yeah, I know.
Like that's not a good batting performance. And we know whose head is on the chopping block, Marnus Labuschagne.
Mike Hussey made a good point, though,
Mhm.
because we know there was not many players who started in the Sheffield Shield last season. In fact, the highest batting average
He was the only player that did.
and the highest batting average I think, was 36. So is anyone knocking the door down? Because once upon a time, and I know it's 2-3 decades before, where those players making thousands of runs and
Mhm.
still not getting the Australian team.
Yeah.
Now, is there actually anybody who can say, I should be in the Test team?
I'll throw this one up to you though. Did Marnus Labuschagne knock the door down to get into the Australian team? No, he was picked on potential. So we need to go with the Oliver Peake,
Campbell
Callaway. I like the fact that we've gone with Renshaw. I know he didn't exactly do much in this Test match, but I think that he's definitely one to push forward in the future. I think his technique and his mental temperament, yeah, we'll go with that, is definitely Test standard and worthy of being in the Australian Test team. So, I think we can only now pick on that potential because the Sheffield Shield wickets have been shit.
Yeah, no, that's true. Good to see Cameron Green backing up his 100 in the loss with a top scorer in the one and only innings.
Just starting
67.
to be proven right about this guy. Just starting to be proven right.
Well, I'll tell you what, the form of the bat, he's nearly playing as a specialist batsman because he didn't bowl. I don't think he bowled in this Test match. They went with Webster before,
but he didn't
Green.
need to bowl.
Yeah, true. No, that's very, very true. But with the form of Cameron Green now back to what we expect of his potential, is there any point of playing Bo Webster? Because he's had an ordinary two test matches.
But I think on what he did previous still keeps him within the
In the
frame.
squad.
Yeah, the squad. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about him. It's Marnus that needs to go.
Oh, surely. For a guy who's made a test 103 years, averaging in the mid-20s, he's got to go.
It seems to happen, though, that when it looks like he's about to go, there's a long period between test matches. Now, it's only roughly about a month. Was it 2 months?
2 months. Oh, 1.5.
It's a long gap for what's coming up with the Australian team. So does he just all of a sudden just be there in the first test and, if he fails, we will then dump him?
Well, I'm thinking because we know how good South Africa are, they're bowling attack with Rabada, Jansen, Norkia. I've got a feeling they'll be too scared to blood a youngster in such a big series.
We know that now.
Well, they should have
That's the
blooded
thing.
in this series like we've been talking
Exactly.
about. Yeah.
We know they're too scared.
Yep. How about Mitchell Stark? 10 wickets. He just goes
Yeah.
from strength to strength. And I tell you what, the Bangladeshian left arm quickie, he picked up 7 for.
Mm.
Gee, it was good.
Yep.
He swung the ball unbelievably. So it's good to
Yeah.
see left arm fast bowlers dominating.
Absolutely. And like, I think we really need to pay attention to Mitch Stark. And I know we have been, but this is a guy who's prioritized test matches over the shorter forms, missing a lot of, IPL where he could be making tons of money.
Yep.
And probably more suited to T20 cricket. Or he's so good that he's suited to everything, really.
Yep.
Let's just throw that open. And I feel like over the course of his career, he's had a lot of knockers, and hopefully they're really shut up by
Oh,
now.
I think he's from what he did in the Ashes, where he was clearly the number 1 bowler, and he's backed it up with his performances in this series. There's no doubt
The
anymore.
thing for me, with all those people who knocked him at the start of his career,
And Shane Warne was one of them.
Shane Warne was
He was a
definitely
big
one of
one.
them. The thing about test matches is you need to take the 20 wickets. And he takes wickets,
Yep.
and he always has. And yeah, sometimes he bowls to the left, sometimes he bowls to the right, a bit like
Mitch
Mitch
Johnson
Johnson.
once did.
and he used to a little bit. Let's be honest,
Erratic.
it'd be erratic, but that's what also takes wickets.
Mhm.
I mean, look at Stuart McGill. He was erratic. He still is on podcasts.
It is life in general.
Yeah,
Stuart McGill.
yeah, that's fair too. So I think that those type of bowlers, you need one in a test match. I think you need just
Yep.
one that can throw that unplayable delivery, and that's him.
Yep, and good to see Nathan Long get wickets as well, even though the tail enders at the end. But yeah, look, Australia, they've got to have a bigger challenge coming up against Africa. They've got the big summer against New Zealand and India and the Ashes. So it's going to be a logjam schedule for Australia, but at least they got a win going into the big tour of South Africa.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the EPL. You don't want to talk any of the other cricket. I know there's been a bit of England news.
On the piss again. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes. Oh.
And there's this, you would actually love the photo. Brendan Cass, who was,
He got arrested for
He got
drunken
arrested, yeah,
disorderly
so he did
behavior
get
at a
arrested.
nightclub.
I was just
Wow.
wondering, did he get kicked out or arrested? But
He got arrested, handcuffed.
And there's this footage of Ben Stokes' head just popping around the corner, and then he sees the cameras and he goes back
That's
in.
great.
It is, you'd love it. Like, it's so sneaky.
And Cass got selected for the England squad, and
Yeah.
now they've dumped him. So look, England cricket and piss is just hand on hand at the moment. It's fair to say.
Synonymous.
So thank you very much. That's a better word to use.
Is it like the personnel they have in at the moment that they're just lads? Like, do you reckon it's a culture thing? It's always
It's
been
gotta
a
be
culture.
thing. It has to be.
I just reckon they got a few lads in there at the moment.
Chavs.
Duckett,
And when I say lads,
Brooke. I
Yeah.
mean, they've historically
right.
had their incidents in the
Yeah.
past.
Boys, boobs, and beers.
yeah, they
The
sort of
three
say-
Bs.
not too much between the ears.
Chuck
It's
Berger in
sorta-
there as
No.
well.
But I tell you, I heard Joe Root's press conference before the second test match. He was pissed. I've never seen Joe Root visibly angry because, he's the one who said no more curfew. We don't need a curfew. And I agree with that. You cannot put on a bunch of men or women for that matter.
Mm.
You have to be at home at this time.
Mhm.
So I'm glad I got rid of the curfew, but for the players to exploit it and get in trouble again, just pure stupidity.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move on. Let's talk more English stuff. The English Premier League.
Oh, what a great opening weekend it was.
Well, for two of us, not so much for Sammy over there. That was probably. Do you think it was the worst loss of the weekend?
It was
Manchester United.
on par of Tottenham's belting, losing 3-0 to
Yeah.
Brentford after all the money
Yeah.
they splashed over the off summer.
Yep, true. So, but good for Aussie soccer, of course. Harrington
Lucas
making
Harrington.
his debut for
Yeah,
Hull.
came on a sub and looked not out of place. And he had a very good game. In fact, this morning in the Carabao Cup, he was man of the match
Mhm.
in their win against Stoke City. So he's
How good? That's so
looking
good.
so good for an
Yeah.
18-year-old.
Yeah, really good. The next soccer on the World Cup will
Crazy.
be our best since 2006.
Yeah, oh, there's no doubt about it.
Arsenal, I mean, 3-0. Look, over Coventry.
Yeah, Coventry's first game since
Mm.
they've been promoted. But Arsenal, like I said last week, based on what I've seen in all the matches, I think there's a big gap between Arsenal and the rest already. That's
Mhm.
scary. And their squad's getting stronger by the day of some of the transfers they've done. So, yeah, Arsenal very impressive in their opening game.
Let's go to your game first. The 2-2 draw Newcastle.
Not convincing. It took a 95th minute penalty to get the point, and even that was a bit of a dodgy, controversial
How does
decision.
Newcastle look? Because I didn't take a
Well,
look at this
Newcastle actually played well. There's, they've had a lot of change of manager. a couple of their gun players have moved on, like Guimaraes to Arsenal, Tonali to Tottenham. But Newcastle were very impressive. But the big worry for as a Liverpool fan, Isaac and Wirtz, they spent over $250 million in last summer's transfer period. They had a disappointing first campaign last season, and their first game on Monday morning wasn't impressive. So it could be one of the biggest busts of £250 million ever.
And we move on to my game, Man City taking on Bournemouth. Of course, we only got the win due to 2 late goals
And by
in that game.
defenders, both defenders.
Yeah, look, that doesn't surprise me. You know, one of the best things, like, because I sat down and watched the game on Monday night. I didn't get up for it. And I feel like with the new manager,
Maresca,
he went with Foden starting.
he did.
I really liked that. I just feel like he's going to keep the nucleus of the team together more than what Pep did. And I know there's going to be a lot of different games through the year, Champions League, blah 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 blah, all that sort of stuff. But I just feel like he will keep the nucleus of the team together. But I know Man City do Man City way.
Oh, they'll be very active with another couple of days left to the transfer period. I wouldn't be surprised if more signings come.
What
But
do we need? Probably a defensive mid.
yeah, because they played Mark Way as a defensive mid, pretty much in the Rodri role, where we know he's gone to Barcelona. So I think they would want someone more natural in that position. But it was interesting. Erling Haaland, he had an off day. He missed a couple of absolute sitters by his standards.
because he shaved his head.
Yeah, it's a weird haircut.
Oh no, it looks so much better.
I don't know. I
looks
don't think
so
he could get
much
uglier,
Well,
but he somehow has.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was the Bobcat Sampson when they shaved his hair, lost his strength. It might be the same with Haaland.
I actually didn't like Haaland's body language throughout the game. He missed a goal and he just sort of lay there like, oh, I'm the man. I should have kicked that sort of goal. And I was glad. I'm not sure who was the teammate that went over and picked him up, because it's like, no, don't lay there like you're a prima donna type sort of. Get up and we're going again.
Get the job
So,
It's soccer, mate. Pre-Maradona.
yeah.
Prima
well,
donna.
yeah. All right, a couple of games this week. We won't go through them all, Hookie. All right. But,
I'll tell you, Aston Villa the biggest surprise. They were 4-0 down after half an
red
hour.
card.
Yeah, but
it came.
But Aston Villa, they've lost a lot of players. They're under a bit of financial stress. They've get rid of Tillemans, Rogers, Watkins is on the way out. Cons has gone to Arsenal. Aston Villa could be one of the biggest drops this season.
Probably should just quickly mention Chelsea 3-2 over Fulham.
Morgan Rogers, he went from Villa to Chelsea. He scored a goal. Cole Palmer, who of course has got a lot to prove after missing on the World Cup squad for England, he scored a goal. He looked bloody good. If Chelsea are going to make a proper charge at the title, they need to get a better goalkeeper, because Robert Sanchez, he's not that good. He cost them both goals that Fulham scored. Hopefully, for Chelsea fans' sake, they need to get a proper goalie.
Hookie, your Saturday night, 9:30 is going to be interesting, because there's going to be a good game on, Melbourne Carlton
Yes.
on the AFL, but Liverpool take on Nottingham Forest. What takes priority on the TV?
Liverpool does.
Does it actually?
Yes, it does. Well, I'm not dropping off Liverpool after one.
No, I know, but you can always sort of watch the end of the footy and then click.
Well,
don't
use
you can
two
start
devices,
over
simple.
or whatever.
2 devices.
You gonna do that?
I'll do that. But yeah, that'll be a good game. Hopefully Liverpool win.
You should get a win there.
Yeah,
shouldn't you?
I should get. Well, not Forest.
Forest have been okay.
They were okay in their first game.
Yep.
But I should also say, well done to the 2 newly promoted teams in Ipswich and,
Mhm.
we talked about Hull beating Man United. Both getting the win first up.
Man City and Palace. I think Man City should be able to win that.
Where at?
Palace.
At Selhurst Park. Yeah, Crystal Palace will probably struggle early on.
Chelsea Brighton's an interesting one. Brighton getting a win.
Well, Brighton scoring 4 against
Yeah.
Aston Villa. That'll be a ripping game at Stamford Bridge.
Aston Villa and Arsenal. Maybe Aston Villa looking to strike back.
Nah, Arsenal win that. I'm really worried about Aston Villa.
And you speak about the 2 teams that got promoted. Man United have Ipswich.
Ooh. I'm guessing it's at Old Trafford.
Yes.
If Man United loses that, all the goodwill that Michael Carrick developed at the end of last season, if they lose to the two of the newly promoted teams, Old Trafford will be in turmoil already.
In fact, I like a lot of the matchups based on what happened last week to this week, because you got Spurs and Newcastle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Tottenham have a lot to prove, because their first performance under the new, not the new coach, he was out at the end of last season. But again, if they were to lose again, Tottenham fans would be cracking the shits already.
Then Hull and Coventry. So can Hull back up and get another win, 2 wins on the
I'm
trot?
guessing that's at home at Coventry, though.
Coventry, yes.
Well, Coventry won the championship last season, so they'll start favourites. But Hull already with momentum on their side. That's going to be a very interesting game.
Saturday night's good.
Dude, that's a good round of fixtures.
Yeah, don't mind that at all.
Mhm.
At all. All right, let's move on to what happened on Sunday.
Well, I should have
night.
mentioned Heidelberg. Should have mentioned Heidelberg.
Oh yeah, quickly.
Because they're our boys.
They are.
They beat South Melbourne. They're in the top 6. So they're back in finals contention.
Stuff your South Melbourne dim sims.
Yeah, stuff you say. They have to. They play at Heidelberg 3 p.m. this Saturday. The calculations are very simple. They win against Bentley Greens, which they should, because Bentley Greens are near the bottom.
Yep,
They're into the
bottom.
finals. So
It's
come
good.
on, Heidelberg. They've
Is
got
it at home?
It is at home,
When?
3 p.m. Saturday.
Not bad.
I'll
Not-
be there. I'm
Not bad
gone.
at all.
So
Yeah.
Ben, if you see me, I'll be there. I'll get with my Savlaki, so I'll be there. Come on, Heidelberg, get through the finals.
All right. Let's move over to Sunday night because we did have the Dutch Formula One Grand
Mhm.
Prix. Lando Norris did end up taking out my boy won.
Where's the mute button?
Kimi Antonelli in third and George Russell in third. It really should have been.
Wait, Antonelli
So
second.
there was 2/3.
Oh, what did I say?
two-thirds,
Sorry,
yeah.
Antonelli in second and George Russell
Wow.
in third. It really should have been our boy in third position, really, Oscar Piastri. Early days, he jumped up to third position. He pulled off a brilliant move over George Russell
Mhm.
to getting to third position. McLaren stuffing up his pit stop again.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it's like,
And then he looked slow. When he came out of the pits, his second half of the race, he looked sluggish.
well, the tires choices was even a bad move
Yeah.
as well.
and you compare
He
that.
was on hard. Norris was on softs, yet he comes in first to the pits. Doesn't make sense.
And you compare that to the tyre strategy that Lando had, which
Yeah, that's
ended
what I
up-
mean.
which eventually won him the race.
Yeah.
because he outpaced the 2 Mercedes cars.
And they had completely different strategies.
Yep.
Not like, I mean, we do see different strategies from different drivers,
Yep.
from same teams, but most of the time,
They're very similar.
very similar.
Yeah, no, it's you know what?
It's funny.
It's a large catalogue of these type of incidents where it looks like Lando's
Yeah,
been
the only
favoured.
thing is now with
Verstappen's
re-signing, I think he's staying. I don't see him
You'd
going
think.
anywhere.
Well, there was no talk of him going anywhere else other than possibly Red Bull.
Red Bull
with a
that's
swap.
right, and a
Yeah.
swap. Yeah, driver swap, which
So-
isn't going to be happening.
If he does leave, where does he go? He's not going to Ferrari yet.
No.
Nope.
Yet.
No.
Where else would he go? He's not going to Mercedes.
Not in the short term, anyway.
No.
No. George Russell on the chopping block. But I don't think Oscar Piastri would want to come in behind Antonelli.
No,
at this
why
point,
would you?
no.
He would want to
No.
be the number 1 driver.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
We talk about Max Verstappen. You got to feel for him in his home track.
Yeah, it was
First
a
lap,
massive,
that was a massive crash.
massive crash. It's the track was dry in patches, wet in patches, which caused the accident from Verstappen. He spun and hit the concrete wall, and his car was absolutely mangled.
Red
Red
flag.
Red
sorry.
flag. It stopped the race for half an hour and caused me to go to bed, not watch the race. But it's yeah, look, disappointing for him. But you know, do we care? No,
What do you
we're
mean?
not fans of Verstappen.
What do you mean?
Are you?
I like him. He's a funny guy.
he's-
I want races to do well on their home track.
He's a
That's the
shit
one-
of a driver. Like, no, not a shit driver. He's.
Mate, you should love him.
Yeah,
You put,
I would use another term.
A dog of a driver,
Yeah. All right. Let's go with that.
like you.
What?
yeah, I was going to say you model your go karting abilities after him, so you should be okay with this.
Abilities. I'll take that then.
I mean, I'm faster, so I'm
Wait,
Kimi,
what was it?
you're-
0.1 or something?
Doesn't matter. Win's a win.
Not your.
I was slowing down because the. Let's be
No.
honest.
You were slowing down because
No
you're
one
pit
knows what we're
maneuvering
talking
everyone.
about. No one knows what we're talking about.
Uh,
here. When we went go karting,
In
I was
fairness,
slowing
I was
down.
the fastest.
no, because I was slowing down because I know that
You
There
were
was a
slowing
few-
down because you put Hooky into the poor Hooky into the tires.
I did do that. I did do that.
You took me out.
I saw a hooky. I had to take him.
I know.
I did. I just did. I'm sorry. It was a bad move too.
It was Phil.
It was Phil.
It was.
I
It just
agree.
had to be because I was just sitting.
But yours wasn't Phil.
So you admit you did it.
Well, it might not have been me because I went through.
Anyway, we've been through these millions of
Yeah,
times.
we have.
Anyway, I was fastest.
You did mention
No problem.
last week that you expected Aston Martin to be on the improve. Fernando Alonso,
Thank
top
you.
10,
Called
top
it.
points.
Mm,
So there you go.
There you go.
And I may or may not have mentioned Cadillac. They were finished 15th, Sergio Perez, but may or may not be because a lot of teams didn't finish. Or cars, I should say.
We mentioned on the show. We should just mention for the fans out there that the Bahrain Grand Prix has been moved to Malaysia.
We haven't touched on that, no.
No, so
So the Bahrain Grand Prix has been moved to Malaysia.
Malaysia still being called the Bahrain Grand Prix though.
Yeah, I don't get
I'm not
that.
sure
Yeah,
why that's
What-
the case.
Why?
I've been told by a massive F1 fan that Malaysian track is unbelievable. That's a really good track.
I've heard similar things.
Yeah,
I'm not to see anything, but I've heard similar things.
The fan wondered why it was ever off the calendar. Too close to Singapore. I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Who
I
cares?
agree. Yeah, I don't know.
When's the next race?
It is the Italian Grand Prix.
Monza.
It is the 6th of September. A couple
So
of weeks away.
Ferrari fans will be desperate to see the Leclerc Hamilton
Imagine
combination.
1-2.
It's not out of the possibilities. I know they probably underperformed in the Netherlands, but they got the capability.
Agreed.
All right, Sammy, AIHL. You've got a big weekend coming up.
Are we doing V8s?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Go to
that's all yours, mate. I've not watched any. I didn't watch any
I
V8s.
feel sorry. I feel very sorry for Matt
I
Payne.
decided to watch Melbourne lose instead.
Because he was 100 points up, gone into the last race to take out the Sprint Cup, and he was looking real good in race 3 at Ipswich, and then he had a mechanical failure. Brock Feeney takes the checkered flag, and look, Brock Feeney was very unlucky not to win the championship last season. He had his own misfortune, so you feel happy that in Matt Payne's misfortune, Brock Feeney now is the Sprint Cup champion.
It's the beard. It's the facial hair. It's got to be.
And continuing on your very good predictions, we talked about Will Brown having a good weekend with the upgrades in his car.
Yep.
He won on Saturday,
It was a whole
his
new
first race
machine.
in 12 months.
Whole new machine, apparently, from what I've heard.
He did. Brody Kotecki won the earlier race on Saturday. So once again, like in Perth, we've got 3 different winners for the 3 races. So all the sprint stuff is done. Now, the fun part of the season, the endurance races starting off at the Bend in I think it's 3 weeks' time. And of course, all the points, which I think there's double the points when it comes to endurance races. Then will, of course, lead into the exciting finale where it's a top 10 shootout for the final round. So, look, again, feel sorry for Matt Payne. I know being part of the Penrite organisation, which you have a very strong connection with, Sammy, with the Melbourne Demons connection with Penrite.
And my workplace.
And you're fortunate for him. But like I said, I think no one can be upset that Brock Feeney, after all the trials and tribulations at the end of last season, he gets to take out the sprint component of this year's Supercars Championship.
I'm just going to quickly Google something because I heard something during the week I need confirmation on. That's crazy. Do you guys know who the Supercars Grand Final Entertainment is?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Gunners?
Guns N' Roses,
Guns N' Roses.
and the Hilltop Hoods.
Oh, it's a good combo.
Can you imagine?
I don't know who the
You won't know 'em.
Hoods are.
Can you imagine going to Adelaide to watch the Supercars Grand Final and then going to see Guns N' Roses afterwards?
I tell you what, if my Saka membership can get me discounted prices, that's actually not
Could
bad
it?
of a weekend. Oh, God, I don't know. It does. Because
Why would it?
I don't know. Because Adelaide desperate for as many tourists to come down to their
When is
city
it
of
on?
churches. What date, Sammy?
Shit. I
I
just
tell you, if
looked
it's the
up.
same weekend as either the test match or the
A
one
Shield
dayer or even a Shield game, double header.
It is the November 29th.
Oh,
No, I think
that's 2 weeks before. That's 2 weeks after Australia England at the Adelaide Oval. Damn it! No,
There's something on the 28th though. There's some cricket.
in Adelaide or the Vics.
All right, give me a bit of time.
Well, whilst you do that, Pete, looking up my itinerary for future travels. Sammy, AIHL, unfortunately, the Melbourne Ice didn't get the results they needed in order to play in the finals.
So I mentioned at the start of the episode that old mate over here was crook with a cough. You had to sleep in. I just didn't want to talk sports after the results I had over the weekend with Melbourne Demons and the Ice. But look, Melbourne Ice aren't progressing to the AIHL finals, and that's not from lack of trying. We did manage to get the win over the Canberra Brave in their first game on the weekend, which is big for us considering where they finished. I was on the edge of my seat for a good probably hour or so because it did end up being a shootout win, which is not exactly ideal, but doesn't matter. We got the win in the anyway. But with that win, and Pete, your Mustangs getting a win over them the following day, that secured you a hall pass from the prelim finals, which will be this weekend.
So Mustangs end up seconds.
Mustangs finished second
Yeah.
behind Newcastle. Newcastle had that wrapped up a couple of weeks back. Last week, sorry. So Newcastle and the Mustangs finishing first and second respectively. They go straight through the semi-finals and they get to have Friday off. With the Ice Dogs winning both of their games over the weekends. Brisbane, who they played, they did try their absolute best to keep them out of the finals on the Sunday. They were up 4-1 at one stage. which would have meant we would have made progress to the finals. But unfortunately, the Ice Dogs managed to steamroll those guys by, I think, 3 goals.
Did I read correctly? One of those games that they played over the weekend, both teams got into double digits. It was a goal fest.
Yeah, that would have been the first Brisbane and Ice Dogs game on Saturday.
Like 14-10 or
14,
something like.
it's 14-10, something like that. Yeah. So
defense, it's all just
lack
go
of
advantage attack.
Yeah, exactly right. So, it was a big weekend just gone, but all eyes are heading towards this weekend, which you and me will be attending the grand
granny,
final.
Yes.
I will be there all 3 days in a row. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be grouse. But Friday, you've got the 2 games in the prelim final. First one at 3 o'clock between the Brave and the Sydney Bears. And 7 o'clock that night, we have Perth Thunder taking on the Ice Dogs. I can't help but feel that the Ice Dogs might get over the Thunder.
With 2 games with non-Melbourne representation, do you still expect a sellout on Friday?
It's still sold out. It is a sellout.
Or will everyone rock up though?
Wow, based on all the AIHL Facebook pages I'm on now, there's if you want a ticket, you can probably get a second.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. There's no shortage of tickets available for sale at the moment. But as far as legit sale purchases go, sell out. So,
yep.
And then so the way it works is you've got the prelims on the Saturday, then the Sunday you've got the 2 semi-finals. As I said, Newcastle and the Melbourne Mustangs going through to those automatically.
Put your neck on the line. Who's taking it out?
I really think the Mustangs are going to take it.
Yep, me too.
Home ice advantage. It's a different rink compared to what most teams are used to. So I think that will really work in your favour. What's his name? Peter.
Enigma.
Sure.
Good winner. Asterix.
So I tell you what though, if you have missed out on getting tickets, you can go to a Hoyts movie theatre. They will play the grand final.
I've seen. They have a Hoyts at Docklands.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
How many people go to that Hoyts?
It's usually pretty busy when times I've been there. Yeah. Dead set.
No one even goes to Docklands.
I don't even know why people don't. It's such a good.
I agree.
It's
It's not
great.
that bad,
It's
but
grouse.
it's just out of the way. That's the problem.
It is about the way. On that note, though, have you boys heard the reports coming out about Gosh's paddock?
Nope.
What, the precinct all been redone, or
They're
no?
talking about putting in a 20,000
Yeah,
seat
yeah.
stadium on Gosh's paddock.
I was gonna bring this up.
Yeah.
The AIHL should be all over that.
They are. They were interviewed. One of the O'Brien Icehouse caretakers was interviewed on the news saying, "Yeah, look, this is perfect. This is exactly what Melbourne needs, especially for ice hockey, because games are being sold out."
And at a proper stadium rink.
Yeah.
That's what
We're
needs to
talking
happen.
like a Margaret Court sort of thing, but to suit 20,000.
Would both teams move there, or would it be one team still at O'Brien?
You'd have to,
I
I think you can.
Mustangs is close to as big as the Ice.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They sell out their games as well, just not quite as quick.
Yeah, you're spot on. I don't think they'd fully move there. I think there'd still be. Well, put it this way: if there's an extra rink in Melbourne, you could have Mustangs home game and an Ice home game.
You'd be having back-to-back games to then sell it out.
100%.
Mm.
I think
It
it's
works well.
a great move, and apparently they're trying to get Live Nation, the ticketing agency, on board with funding this with the Victorian government.
Yeah. Well, the whole precinct is being looked at, being
Mm.
done, which I think is a great idea. Like, it sounds amazing.
Does Victoria need it though?
Yeah, I think we do. Just because we need
With all the debt?
with the debt, but it will it creates income for the state. And
Yeah.
one of our biggest thing is our events and how we hold our events, and we do it really well. And that sporting precinct is unbelievable already. And to make it
Better.
the best,
Yeah.
it would be the
Yeah.
best.
Mm.
You could hold an Olympics tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you do that, if you put together what we're thinking that they could put together,
Mm.
Putting in a hotel, and with the stadium rebuild of the MCG, apparently that goes to the 3rd biggest stadium in the whole entire world once they redo the Shane Warne stand to bring it to 110,000. Unbelievable.
I kind of think that this is all a reaction
dream?
to all a reaction to Adelaide starting to pinch a
Take
few
out.
things.
Which is
It's
fine.
fair.
Yeah, and maybe some short-term pain. Well, Victoria's already in line for some short-term pain. So
What we're
it's
doing
not
is
even
making it
short-term.
longer.
It's not short-term. We may as well try to quicken it up somehow.
I'm
Agreed.
all for it because I want as much exposure to ice hockey in Australia as possible,
Mm.
and this is the perfect.
What else gets
answer.
held there?
Gosh's paddock.
Yeah, in a 20,000 seat arena. What else gets held
International
there?
acts would get there.
The thing is, like,
how because Amy Park, how much is Amy Park hold?
28,
yeah,
30 at
No, I
most?
think it's around 20.
It's around 20.
So
Really,
it'd be
only
another Rod
20?
Laver.
'Cause-
Let's put it in. Yeah, Rod Laver capacity.
Oh, roll
Chat.
over Amy Park.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said Amy
oh,
Park.
Amy Park is 29.
Yeah,
I think.
around 30, around that mark. Yep.
So what's Rod Laver? I know Rod Laver's only about 15.
Yeah, it's
So we're talking an
So-
in-betweener.
If you're looking at concert in the round, up to 16,000.
at Rod Laver.
So this would be bigger than Rod Laver.
But no, but you'd still be cutting out a section of the stadium, so it'd come back down to this.
so that's
the
at a,
same.
that's at a
So it'd be a
concert.
second
So
Rod
it-
Laver.
Yeah, it would be. So if we're talking, so Rod Laver has a tennis capacity of 14,000.
Okay.
Basketball 15,000.
Mhm.
So then,
So when they say in the round concert, we're talking floor space as well.
oh yeah, okay.
But you could do that.
So it'd be
at the
slightly,
Gosh's.
so it'd be slightly more for a concert at the new arena.
Yes.
Slightly more, not by much.
Well,
should make it bigger.
they said 20,000 seated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus floor space for other concerts.
Yeah.
You have little festivals there.
Might be out on doing a mosh pit on the ice.
I'm
Yeah,
starting to
no,
rethink if
no.
it's needed.
No, it'll be great.
It'll be
Like Sammy
great.
said, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't. You should really be out doing Rod Laver for seating, in my eyes.
You'd think so.
Yeah, I think it's actually. I reckon
15,000
if-
seated
alright.
is.
if we are going to build another one, we should go bigger than 20. Should look at a 30, but then it'd be just as big as Amy Park, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Well, I'm just sort of thinking because why do we build a second Rod Laver?
What about Melbourne Arena? How much does that carry?
Oh, not quite as much.
It's a good
Not
dilemma to
quite as
have.
much.
Well, if that's the case, if they do build this Gosh's Paddock Arena, you'd move ice hockey to Melbourne Arena.
So what's Melbourne Arena's capacity? Why's he got it?
I don't think that you would be putting an ice hockey ring on that
10,000.
stadium. I can't see
Sorry,
it
John Kane. Not
being able to be done just because there's the velodrome there.
Yeah, good call.
Yes.
Just with the way it's shaped.
Margaret Court.
And, that would be more likely.
Although floor space would be a struggle.
Maybe
Mm.
it is a bit smaller.
Luckily, it's on our pay packet to make these decisions.
Oh, if only it was though.
Let's get around.
Get
it.
on it. Pam, I'm sure you want to talk about the Jets. Come on, just
Well, look, I was going
Do
to,
it.
and then I was like, "Is there any point?" Because all I'm going to do is talk about how we could be really good this season.
this narrative before.
We won a preseason game, 17-0, by the way.
Against
Um,
who? The Steelers.
The Steelers. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's good. It's
It's
look.
a
It's a
good win.
shutout. 17-0.
Mm.
Impressive.
And I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. I know I've said this before, so I won't spend too much time on it. All right.
Because there's only one more preseason game.
One
am I right?
more preseason game. I'm pretty sure you're right.
What
Actually,
is-
no, I think there's two more.
And
Oh,
who-
no, wait. Does that go into the regular season? No, yes. No, only one more.
And who have you got
We
this
got
weekend?
the New York Giants. 9:30 on Saturday morning. So, some local rivalry.
Yes, and there's probably be a more realistic. Give us a more realistic idea of where the Jets are compared to what you've played.
You'd think so. The question that comes really for Jets fans now is it Geno Smith or Kubelik that we go with? Because both have actually shown really good form.
Gino spelled it incorrectly.
Geno.
Geno.
I don't know. It could be like a throw off in this game to see who actually starts. Because they'll probably both get about a half, I would think.
It's a good dilemma to have.
That is. It really is. Bryce Hall probably won't be seen in this game, but he is back training, because he did suffer an injury. But he is back running straight lines, but I think he'll be ready for week 1. So, look, like I said, I don't want to go into it too much because I've been in this position before.
Yes. Before we finish up, and we try to minimise the rants, but I want to give you an opportunity, Pete.
Oh,
We know- we-
No,
no,
he doesn't need an opportunity.
Just give it one. Give it one.
Give me a little
let-
opening. You
let-
know I take.
Let's throw a bone at him. The US Open, the tennis, is starting with the mixed doubles. The mixed doubles has already started. They're doing it a little bit differently,
I know where this is going.
but we know Craig Tyler has taken over the American Tennis Association, and there's already.
He's giving me a little opening.
I've given you an opening. We're going to finish it off with
that big.
that's a
That's all
very
that's needed.
it's a very similar size that piece you suit, but anyway. but Pete, here's your chance. Craig, there's been a lot of complaints about the prices of ground passes from the locals in New York. Go, Pete.
There's no surprise of what has happened over at the US
Give him
Open.
a chance. This was
Craig
the way to finish
Tiley has
off.
moved in. Is he CEO? I think he holds some title over there.
Hold it
Whatever
up,
it
you
is.
keep talking.
He holds some sort of title over there, and the complaints that are coming through from the American people that it is $500 plus for a ground pass.
He's just
Australian.
We'll say 250,
It
whatever,
was
He is-
350 US, I think it was.
his role as the CEO of the USTA.
for a ground pass. We're talking that you may not even be guaranteed to see a ball being hit. And that's the same as the Australian Open, but at least it was a reason. Well, it wasn't a reasonable price, but at least you could get in and for a reasonable price and whatever. If you didn't see a ball hit, then not as bad because it was under $100. We are talking a couple of $100 to not see a ball be hit and be.
Keep on.
No, okay, you look like
No,
you had something.
you keep on because I got the prices right in front of me.
Yeah, but this is the resale value.
The resale is $360,
Yeah.
which is a 300% increase from the $65 a
300.
day one ground pass.
Ridiculous. This is what happens because you know what he does, and maybe good on him, whatever. You can look at it this way, but he creates hype around it because of all the social media influencers and all of that he invites, and you are killing the sports fan. Now, I know you say that's good business, and maybe it is, but you are killing your main fans. And look out when those influencers and that drop off and they go to the next event, whatever is in style and whatever, and you've killed your fans. It's already a little bit of a boring sport. Let's say, and I'm a tennis fan.
And there goes our tennis fans listening.
Do we have any? It's already
Jeff gave us the breaking news
Jeff
about
is
Nick Kyrgios.
apparently he's a
last
good
week.
player in his time too, Jeff. It's already a bit boring. Let's be honest.
Well, I'll tell you
You're
what,
killing your fans.
Arthur Stadium, which is their equivalent of Rod Laver,
Hmm.
$327 for a entry level pricing. And
So you're right up the back. Have you seen how big that
it's a
stadium
big
is?
stadium. $466 for the Lewis Armstrong Stadium. So that's quite a bit of money. But Sammy, you got the last rebuttal. So Pete, you're done. Mute him.
He's running a business.
Go, Sammy.
Which he is. Good on him. But you're killing your fans.
It's my turn, mate.
So
He's a businessman. He's put into these positions to make money and make a business successful. Just wait. I do agree the prices are very steep, but you know it's going to sell out.
Oh, yeah.
And because it's going to sell out, guess what? The ticket prices are going to stay the same.
Supply and demand.
The only thing that will make this change is for people to stop going, and that's not going to happen.
I think it will. My rebuttal is that you may be creating an event. You're killing the sport. Killing it. We've seen how empty Rod Laver Arena is in those first rounds because it's too expensive to go.
Well, I'll
now.
tell you what,
It's because of the people that are playing
That too.
mainly.
Yeah, but if you make it a decent price, people will be there. And they're the fans.
well, one
they're
change.
the actual fans who want to go watch some tennis.
One change is made is that mixed doubles is happening before all the other events because you've had Novak Djokovic team up with Sabalenka. They got knocked out first round. Serena Williams teamed up with Alcaraz, and they got through. So that is a change. You get all the mixed doubles out the way first. So the big guns, and is it maybe smart that they're allowing the big guns to play in doubles? We don't normally see that. Is that a smart move?
I'm not against that idea. I kind of get it.
Well, they're all playing. If you got
Yeah.
Djokovic, Alcaraz, Serena Williams, Sabalenka, all playing, there's more. That's a tick.
and it's competitive. It's not
Yes,
a gimmick game or an exhibition game. This is I kind of get it.
I like it
At the same, I'm all for it.
because the singles, I'm pretty sure, starts on the weekend. So, look, it'll be interesting to see what crowds do rock up at Flushing Meadows over the next 2 weeks. We'll be all over, and let's hope.
I'm gonna say the Kardashians, Lewis Hamilton,
The big guns will be there.
F1 drivers, just in general.
Snoop Dogg.
Pete's mate.
Peace, mate.
Won't
Won't be there is Nick Kyrgios.
Well, no, definitely
might.
I don't think it. Or
He
Nick
might.
or Nick Blakey. Although they've got the time now, so they can. Look, it's I think prices that they are at is ridiculous. I know their economy is a lot different to ours, so I don't know too much about it. But yeah, look, only thing that's going to change is people not turning up. But they're going to turn up.
One thing before we do close up, I just want to say that we are only 1 month away from the President's Cup, which has been held over in the US. You sort of reminded me. 22nd of September is when it sort of all starts, but the weekend is the 25th of September. So we are damn close to the President's Cup, and there's a few Americans who are just starting to be guarantee their picks in finishing in the top 6. I think Schuffler has just guaranteed his. So, yeah, exciting times.
Adam Scott's coming to Melbourne.
Yes, he's
For the
been
Australian Open?
guaranteed. Yeah, happy with that. Have you got your ticket yet?
Not
Get
yet.
it.
I'll
The
have a
Saturday.
look.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're going
I'll
on
have a look.
Saturday.
I'll have a look.
Oh, I was going to say, you have got ours.
Yeah, we're going to Saturday.
We are going to set that beautiful.
Yeah.
What was the date? You mentioned November 29th. Did you look that up?
Yeah, I did. Not much on.
Oh, that was happening.
I was right.
It was anticlimax. Done, boys.
Story
I'm
of my
hungry.
Classic.
Ah,
Classic.
boys, best of luck to both your teams. My team, like, the finals mean nothing to me.
Yeah,
I'm
this-
nervous.
for
I'm
me,
best of
I'm-
luck.
I don't like it.
I don't even care, to be honest. Like you win, you go into the next week, you
See,
get thumped by an informed team.
If you were in my position, how
That-
would you feel?
What's your position? You won a flag not too long ago as well.
Yeah, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about. What are you looking at,
No,
mate?
just another comment popped
Having
up.
a
Sorry.
perv.
Go ahead.
No, like our season.
Yeah, you should be in a better position than what you are. But
Correct.
either way, who like you're gonna get beaten by a top 4 team eventually,
So it's, been,
other than Sydney,
it's an important weekend.
which may even still happen against us because
See-
we're not that good.
It's an important weekend for you with your bets. Norton has to kick at least 4 to get the 50.
So this counts.
No,
This can't-
I wouldn't say this counts.
Oh, good.
No,
No,
I'll give you a
take it.
chance.
Thank you.
But if he doesn't play, he still played the 22 games. So you're stuffed on that
Should I
account.
support Norton or Collingwood?
And then, your other bet, Collingwood top 6. So you need Collingwood to win.
and win well to be the 6th rank.
Well, then they have to win their next. Collingwood have to win 2 games for you to get that bet. So you could be
Oh, yeah, they'll
2
need to
6
win
packs
the next
down
week. Yeah, you're right.
by the end of this week.
Round it off to a slab.
He loves that.
Oh,
Look at
why
him.
wouldn't
Why
It's on my
wouldn't
phone,
he?
mate. It's
Hey,
confirmed.
You
hey,
catch me at
hey.
times where I'm very vulnerable
Hey.
after a few beers,
Hey.
and you love putting in that little phone there and remembering
Hey,
because you don't remember yourself.
hey,
Sorry, keep going.
he's not playing finals. Let him have this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
He's got nothing to look forward to other than that.
2 6 packs. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on.
I'll buy us a nice slab. We'll share together 12 each.
I like that. Good move.
Maybe not a nice one, a cheap one.
Carlton Dry.
I had one of those.
As long as there's alcohol content, none of this alcohol free.
No, I had that
BS.
as my pot and Palmer. I had the one pot, and it was actually quite nice. The dry out of the tap, much better than out of the can. Much better.
Well, if you're drinking
Anyway.
it in the toilet, mate, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, okay. Yep. I just caught on to that. Good one.
Thank you,
finish
boys.
Done.
Thank you,
Thanks,
boys.
boys.
Your weekly pint of sports juice, presented by the Keys Leisure Centre, Preston. Eat, drink, and bowl at the Keys sprawling beer gardens, lanes, arcade bar, and bistro. Let's go, lads.